Hello, welcome back. Today's video is something I've wanted to do for a few weeks now, and I'm so excited that I get to finally do it. So let's get into it. When I think about all the book series I've read over the course of probably the past 2 years, the first one that I always remember is The Hunger Games. And this is one that I find that most people who've read it can also kind of relate to the fact that they remember it right off the bat. That's one of the things that kind of just sparks an interest almost. And yeah. So where is that book? Is it on this side? Yeah, it's on this side. It's behind me, like really far behind me. So The Hunger Games, it proposes something new and very violent, but it also just fits well within the dystopian category. And I don't know, it's just something that's so intriguing about it, because you're bringing this almost romance into the whole gory violence of the Hunger Games. And what else can I say about that? It's the way it's written. Susan Collins is an amazing author, and there's something really captivating about the way she writes, and what she's writing is very appealing to the readers, most of them, and it's incredible. Another series that I think is a pretty memorable one is The Maze Runner. Sorry, I'm like looking back so I make sure that you can see it. The Maze Runner, by James Dashner. I have a weird bookshelf here. It's not cooperating. The Maze Runner, it follows a boy named Thomas, a teenager named Thomas, who has been thrown into this maze, has no memory of anything other than his name, and maybe a few little things that are very trivial. And he's in this maze, like this enclosure with a maze around it, with 40, 50 other boys, teenagers. So he has to he's like, how do we get out of here? What do I do? So it's him finding a place and also trying to get everyone else out as well. Like, we can't stay here forever, guys. So that's what The Maze Runner's about. That doesn't sound like it makes sense. But anyway, it's James Dashner. I have described in my, April in Books video, like all the books I'd read in April. I'm going to link that in the description. But James Dashner, I had described in that video, is a fearless writer. He will write the gory details that nobody else will. And to me, that it's thought-provoking, because no one else. The Maze Runner has been described as a very violent book, and the Hunger Games has also been described as a very violent book. So I guess that's why they're so memorable, because they have those details in there, and like the overall plot that's just like, dang, that just happened. So it's very interesting, and I don't know what really captivates the reader, because there's just a whole bunch of things. Like, The Maze Runner is a very well written plot. I can say the same for The Hunger Games, and honestly, I think that those two books they're great. And yeah, Maze Runner is just, it has a lot of memorable characters, and I think that's something with The Hunger Games as well. I'm going to get into some series that aren't memorable, that I always end up forgetting, like, oh wait, did I read that? Of course I did. Here on Goodreads. It's like, there's just some things that never really interest me in some of these books, And one of the book series that I always end up forgetting was Legend. This little gem here, I always forget. And a lot of the other people who've read it also have a hard time remembering. So, I mean, not a lot, but some. And Legend, it has a very interesting plot. I loved it. I was obsessed with it, like the entire trilogy. When I read it, I couldn't get enough of it. But yet somehow, it's just, it doesn't stick in your brain. And Legend, it has very memorable, it has characters, memorable characters, but I feel like there are the traits of the characters have been overused. Maybe like the outcast and the very, very smart person there. And I think those traits have been a bit overused, but somehow we can still enjoy them in other characters and other book series. I don't know. Marie Lu is a great author. I've loved everything I've come across that she's written. And Legend, sometimes I have a problem remembering the plots to the books. It's like Prodigy. Yeah, that's a title. I can't remember that plot, and I always confuse Champion and Prodigy together. And then Legend, just the book. That one was great, and the other two were great. Just, there's something about it that just doesn't stick. Yeah. Another... People are probably going to be like, why isn't Harry Potter memorable book series for you? That was described in my Unpopular Harry Potter's Opinions video, where I basically roasted the series. Yeah. I feel like Mortal Instruments, that I've only read the first book, and I've already thought about it a lot. And Gone isn't so memorable since I only got through the first book and the second half of the second book. But that had an interesting plot. Gone did. So I can't add Gone in the Mortal Instruments series because I haven't read them. But anything else I'm missing? No, Twilight was very memorable. Scythe was kind of... I read it a few months ago, and I still can't... I feel like I haven't read it. And yet I remember the joy of reading it. Does that make sense? I feel like I haven't read it yet. I remember the emotions that come with it. Gosh. Okay. That does sound confusing. Thank you for joining me here for this video. I might have to start reducing the amount of videos I get out each month. So, yeah, I know I already took a major break, but now everything's getting really hectic with the whole September school thing. And yeah. I gotta figure out where everything is supposed to go. Well, anyway, thank you for joining me today here. Thank you for listening to this rant. Yeah, I had fun. Goodbye.